The debate over what our justice system does with minors who commit serious crimes is unresolved. Some people question whether we should lock them away or try to rehabilitate them.
Once you try a juvenile as an adult, everything changes.
The difficult choices over juvenile justice, straight ahead on Equal Time.
From San Jose State University and KTEH, you're watching Equal Time, exploring new issues each week, giving equal time to competing points of view.
Hello from the campus of San Jose State University, and welcome to this edition of Equal Time. I'm your host, journalism professor Bob Rucker. Juvenile crime here in California has been on the rise since 1987. The arrest rate for minors alone is 5 times that of the national average. Ejere Elekwachi reports not only on the problem, but how there is no real answer or solution.
At a Valley Transportation Authority light rail station, a fistfight between 2 teenagers caught on camera ended in juvenile hall for Buddy Garcia.
I was with a couple of my friends, and I was coming back from school, and I guess I saw another minor that I had problems with, and I guess I didn't like him, and I guess it was unexpected for them to see me.
The 17-year-old high school student would spend more than a year paying for the fight. 3 months here at Juvenile Hall, and a year at the Boys Ranch in Morgan Hill, a type of institution within the state prison system that focuses on rehabilitation. And while Garcia doesn't speak very highly of his time in Juvenile Hall, he says the Boys Ranch was different.
Actually, I went in there, I did my programs, I was getting some stuff out of there, a lot of things out of there from the program, and I just started talking to the counselors more, like if I had any problems at home, because I did have problems going on at home. So, you know, I just had to do my program right.
The situation with Garcia represents one side of an ongoing fight of what to do with minors who break the law. Some people wonder whether the justice system should try to rehabilitate, while others say this isn't always possible.
You know, when you really try to reach out over and over again and nothing seems to be getting through.
Anthony Bonanno is an academic counselor at Castillero Middle School in San Jose and has worked as an alternative education counselor for Santa Clara County.
There's situations where, you know, you can just really feel out a kid and know that they're going to hurt somebody.
Bonanno says that for some of the more serious crimes, minors should be tried as adults for the greater good of the community.
At the point where you have murders being committed, when you have severe gang problems going on, I think you need to send a clear message. I think we should stiffen up.
Well, I mean, nobody will want to.
Former Santa Clara County District Attorney Dolores Carr says the courts should think long and hard before prosecuting minors as adults.
It is one of the most profound and serious decisions that we make here, because once you try a juvenile as an adult, everything changes.
In the juvenile system, the focus is more on rehabilitation and treatment. Carr says the whole person is taken into account.
How has the minor been doing in school, and has the minor been involved in criminal activity before, and what kind of really social factors might be involved.
According to the California Legislative Analyst's Office, only 1 out of every 1,000 juveniles arrested ends up being transferred to adult court.
And then, ma'am, how do you speak to the charging counts in line 7?
And even though it's a relatively small number, many still see a fundamental problem with sending minors through the adult justice system. Dr. Veronica Herrera is a justice studies lecturer at San Jose State.
And this is what the whole standard of juvenile court was originally created for. The idea that kids have the potential to change, and we as a society are there to help rehabilitate them.
Herrera says a minor's behavior is developmentally different from that of an adult, and teenagers can't be rehabilitated in a system that is not made for them.
Imagine a 15-year-old who gets out in 5 years, he's going to be 20. Even if he gets out in 10 years, he's going to be 25. He now has a felony offense. He's not going to be able to get a job. He's not going to be able to, or she, is not going to be able to kind of function in the world. We've taken away these critical developmental years that for most adolescents, this is when we're learning just to be socialized, we're learning to interact with other people.
In the boys' ranch, Buddy Garcia learned to control his anger.
It really talked about what's your mindset, thinking twice, think before you do something. And that program was pretty good.
Children are less inclined to play with.
And learning right from wrong can take time. Child development professor Amy Strage says the courts should not be quick to give up on minors because this may lead to them coming back through the system at a later date.
For most kids, I think we give up long before we need to in terms of trying to help them find a better path. Sometimes it's hard to figure out an alternative environment. Sometimes it's very difficult to remove them from all the bad influences and to find all the proper kinds of things that you would need to do to change in their environment, and we give up too soon. But most kids are pretty malleable.
Does putting minors in jail do more harm than good?
Some kids come from good homes and go bad.
When we come back, we'll show you how people are acting outside the system in order to rehabilitate troubled minors. We'll explore the need for community outreach programs and why they may be a better option when Equal Time returns. Dealing with juveniles who commit serious crimes is also a sensitive matter. So what can we do about it? Here again is Ejere Elekwachi.
5, 4, 3.
In this television studio in downtown Oakland, teens are learning the craft of broadcast journalism. From filming to anchoring, students get hands-on experience doing it all while learning about digital media arts and using their skills to help their community. The program is called Overcomers with Hope Second Chance and was founded by Bishop J.E. Watkins.
Not only do we teach people skills, but the program is designed, and what we did was help her find scholarships and grants and different things like that. So we go through a whole process. It's a whole life skill, nutrition, it's everything.
The overall vision of the program is to help reintegrate at-risk and ex-offending youth by fostering the skills they need to become productive members of society.
Because I want you to respect yourselves.
Bishop Watkins started the program because he believes all kids have the chance to choose their own path.
Some kids come from good homes and go bad. Some kids come from bad homes, do the opposite. I have a friend of mine who turned out to be one of the local Supreme Court judges.
But the most important thing that the program may do is give kids something else to focus on. That's key, according to SJSU Childhood Development Professor Amy Strage.
People like to feel themselves as being effective at doing something. And when they see the smile or the sort of the return on their investment, it's very, very powerful.
Oakland, in particular, has a checkered history with crime. It ranks top 5 in the nation when it comes to violent crime, according to CQ Press. The main challenge is keeping kids off the streets and out of trouble. Kevin Grant is a violence prevention coordinator for the city of Oakland. He says that putting minors in the adult system doesn't make sense because it would hold them to an unfair standard.
And then when they sentence this youth, they oftentimes won't take into consideration that their makeup has been dissolved. They don't have any foundation, but they will sentence them and hold them responsible as if they did.
Grant also says the courts should take into account other socioeconomic factors before deciding what to do with kids who get in trouble.
More tuned in and realistic to not just the crime, but to the individual.
And focus on the individual is a major part of what another Bay Area program does. Fresh Lifelines for Youth, or FLY, is based in Milpitas. The idea is that kids exposed to legal education are less likely to break the law.
We are missing the chance to really maintain the integrity and health of the rest of our society. That is a place for us to be looking to how do we correct community problems instead of just shove them and put them away in a closet.
Malik believes in accountability for juveniles who commit crimes, but at the same time says we need to keep the faith.
With juveniles, there is an immense amount of unwritten history and hope.
Hamilton Hyatt Jr. is a former Fly participant. He did time at both Juvenile Hall and the Boys Ranch and says the justice system is no longer doing its job.
I think that's really the problem in society nowadays is when they put people in jails, they really are not trying to rehabilitate you. They just keep you around a bunch of criminal-minded people that are in for either different crimes or something in the same manner. So all you do is sit around with each other and talk about how you could better do a crime or maybe hooking up when you get out.
Hyatt first encountered Fly during his time at the Boys Ranch. They worked on a focus group to help better the experience for teenagers there. In the end, some of the ideas left a mark.
That's what we did with Fly in the ranch. We kind of helped the ranch change into a better place to where it would help rehabilitate kids instead of just give them a 5-month vacation away from their parents and send them back on the streets with nothing to do or with no skills.
When we come back, we'll sit down with a panel of experts in search of solutions. Stay with us.